everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So it's a windy day here in New Mexico. Oh my goodness, is it windy? Whew. And it's going to be like that all week. But we're not here to talk about the weather here. We're here to talk about Foodie Beauty. So did y'all predict that she was going to go to the ER? Because I think everybody predicted that she was going to go straight to the ER just to get some attention from Salah, and also to come back online and use that as content and do that as sad fishing and see if she can get some extra money out of her beezers, which she's been scamming for a while now. And guess what? She did. She posted a video a few minutes ago detailing her trip to the ER. And honestly, Foodie, if I were you, I would be embarrassed. I would be absolutely embarrassed about this trip to the ER because it was absolutely, it was avoidable. You could have avoided the whole thing if you had just used a little common sense and kept your hands off the stray cats. You've been warned before. How many incidents with animals have you experienced with animals going after you while being in Kuwait? Let's see. There was the other stray cat that you fed that bit you. Then, of course, there's the camels. We remember the camels, don't we, all? We remember one camel spit at her, another one kicked at her and almost charged at her. There have been many warnings from different wild animals in Kuwait that she should just leave well enough alone and stop bothering them. But Foodie insists on making them into content. So as long as she continues to insist on making wild animals into content, she's going to keep having incidents about that. And Foodie, just a little information for you. My roommate is a nurse, and I told her what happened to you. And she said, and many people have also said online, that it'd be best if you got a rabies shot. Now, I know you've heard that before, but it's best to get a rabies shot because, sometimes symptoms don't appear for a while if the animal in question has been infected. That's not even counting if it's a wild animal like a stray cat. You don't know what they ate. You don't know what's in their mouth. You don't know what kind of bacteria are in the mouth at the time that they bit you or scratched you. Cat scratch fever is a thing, but what about the other bacteria that's getting in the open wound? And you're a type 2 diabetic and your wounds are slow to heal anyway. I remember that boil that you had that took weeks and weeks to heal. And we're talking about an actual animal bite. Also, some further information, Foodie, courtesy of my wonderful, helpful roommate. When it comes to rabies shots, she told me that rabies shots are very, very painful. Like they burn and itch like mad. So did you go get a rabies shot at the ER, or did you just go for some cleaning? Did you just go and have them clean the wound but not give you any shots? I'm just asking questions. Because if you went to the ER and you did not get a rabies shot, you're a fool. But you being a fool is what you do best. So can't really expect more than that from you. Anyway, I just thought I'd say that before we begin this react. So how about we go on over to the Twitter, peeps, and check out all the wonderful people on Twitter, and then we'll get into the video. So let's go, y'all. So it's time for the Twitter, peeps. I've already got it all pulled up and ready to go. Yes, I do. Okay. There's not a whole lot, but there is some stuff that I'd like to show you guys. So for those of you that happen to be on Twitter and you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you that Twitter just isn't your thing, this is a way for you to kind of keep caught up on all the Twitter stuff without actually being there. And that's why I kind of do it for y'all. So let's start here with a post courtesy of Fondue Pondu saying Foodie Beauty defiant to the very end. So Foodie posted this community post, and here's a comment to that community post. Foodie says, listen, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. No matter what your opinion is on how I should live my life, I still have free will to live it how I want to. There are thousands of people who watch me, Am I supposed to listen to every differing opinion? Am I supposed to live my life how others want? That's absurd. If you don't approve of my life choices, it's not that deep. Now, here is a wonderful comment that was posted to that community post by a person with the handle Kate McMahon. She says, Foodie, it's your lack of listening that causes you to have what you call haters. It's viewers who get fed up of telling you where you go wrong, and you still choose to go in like a bull in a china shop and do the exact opposite. Your haters are generally viewers who are trying to show you where you are going wrong. Even when you know they're right, you push your heels into the ground. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You push your heels into the ground and refuse to listen. Now look where it got you. Hours of time sat in a hospital waiting room waiting to see if you have rabies, etc. Maybe it's time for you to start listening to said viewers. Listening to said haters, shaking my head. And another thing, while we're here, just a quick question, a curiosity from me to Chantal's supporters, subs, beezers. Question. So beezers, I have a question for you. Here's my question. You claim, some of you, to care about Chantal. Is that correct? You care about her so much. And yet, not all of you, but some of you are sending her money through PayPal, for fan sponsorships. So she can do the food content on YouTube because maybe that's what you enjoy. Or you just want to be nice and you figure she'll spend it on other things when you know deep in your heart she won't. But you're sending her money on PayPal, buying her food, the very thing she does not need, she needs less of because she is a food addict and food is her drug. And she's gone completely bonkers with it. So there's no problem with sending her money on PayPal for fan sponsorships, which is contributing to her bad health, which is contributing to her bad breathing, her lack of mobility, whatever health problems she may have. But yet, when it comes to a cat scratch and a cat bite, you're all really concerned. Oh, you need to go to the hospital, get a rabies shot, blah, blah, blah. Not that she doesn't need to go to the hospital with a cat bite. Many people have said online, yes, cat bites can be very serious. Like if you get a cat bite that is really, really bad, you should go because you just don't know. But I find it very interesting how certain things elicit more care than others. Is it because some of you on Foodie side, you're not making the connect that you're maybe mentally in the mind, you're not thinking of food as being something dangerous for Chantal when it is. You're not putting it on the same level as, say, an illicit substance or alcohol. Trust me, it is. Addiction is addiction, no matter what it is. Anything in the world can be an addiction. Anything that you get become addicted to and obsessed with can cause damage to you and those around you as well. But isn't that weird that she gets bit by a cat? Y'all are losing your minds over it. But yet you have no problem sending her money for her to essentially get high on camera and do self-harm content. Shouldn't it be you care about everything? If you're going to care about a cat bite, maybe care about the fact that you're watching a food addict, in essence, and I hate to say it, unalive herself on camera. I mean, I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm actually wondering if that is what Foodie is going for. Like she knows her time in Kuwait is coming to an end, and maybe she's just throwing in the towel and she's inviting for something to happen to her. Like that's something I'm wondering. All right, so moving on. Julie says, wow, she's desperate for those views, really milking the cat bite. You have already been bitten and scratched multiple times. At this point, you're stupid taking up hospital resources. So, this is part of the thumbnail right here. This is her thumbnail for the video. ERB's update. I know Foodie has no shame. She's so lacking in shame that that's how she's able to do the things that she does without feeling embarrassed. You can't really embarrass Foodie. The only thing that embarrasses Foodie is the truth. And she can halfway cover up the truth and cover it up with a bunch of lies, and she gets away with it. But that's the thumbnail. But yeah, she is milking it. She's sad fishing. Feel sorry for me. I got bit by a cat. Well, that's your fault. That whole visit to the hospital was avoidable if you had just kept your doggone hands to yourself. Meow Meow says this fat beach can't even stay away from junk at the hospital. No, she's a food addict. She sees food, even if she's full, even if she's just had a meal, and during the meal she felt ill because she's been eating too much. She sees a vending machine, she's got to have something out of it just because it's there. That's why she needs to be an inpatient. Like, she's just not a food addict. She is obsessed with food. Gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it. She needs to be locked up. For her own good, she needs to be locked all the way up. Meandering Thoughts says this is a comment under Foodie Beauty's latest community post where she links to her ER video. Her supporters are horrible people, just like she is. They all blame the cat. The cat was ungrateful. Don't put a cat in a chokehold. Hey, here's the comment. Oh no, I hope you're okay. What an ungrateful kitty. What happened to Chantal was more than deserved. She had another experience where a cat bit her. She did not learn. So karma came in and said, I guess we got to teach her again. I guess we got to put her in summer school to learn a lesson because she didn't get the lesson the first time. I hope she learned this time. But I watched the video and you guys saw it too. She had her arm all the way around this wild cat. It had no means of escape if it wanted to leave. It felt threatened. It's a small creature next to a much bigger creature. It did not feel comfortable. And it felt scared, and it was giving her signs everywhere to not touch it, leave it alone. She did not. She was insisting on putting herself in its personal space, so it reacted. So it wasn't a bad kitty. It was a wild, undomesticated cat reacting out of fear, reacting out of a perceived threat. She got what she got, and she got what she deserved. T says, ladies and gentlemen, this is the size of the denty arm that trapped that poor cat. Foodie Beauty, you have smooth brain to understand stray animals are not your pets. This beach has the audacity to say the cat was giving her mixed signals. GTFOH. Wow. The size of her arm. Look, I'm not trying to fat shame, but I'm just going to put things in perspective for y'all. Foodie is what, about 5 feet tall? I mean, I don't know what her height is looking like these days, but the last time I heard she was about 5 feet tall. She's real short. I'm 5'4". Okay, and believe it or not, if Foodie lost all the weight, she would be tiny. She would be smaller than me. Her normal weight should be somewhere between, I would say, 110, 120, and she's over 500. But I've got you guys can see my arms are like this. I got tiny arms. I got a child's wrist. I have trouble finding watches because my wrist is so small. But look at the size of my arm compared to hers. I know I got, like I said, I know I got a sweatshirt on today because it's kind of cold. But if she were the right weight, she'd be smaller than me. And her arm is like both of my thighs put together. It's crazy. Chantal, you need to stop. Your skeleton underneath everything is tiny. It can't support all that weight. That's why you're having all those problems. It can't support 4 to 5 times the weight it's supposed to have. It's breaking down because of it. Raksha Kaur says the only thing giving you mixed signals, Foodie Beauty, is your fungal brain. Animals are not toys, and they are to be handled with care and respect. Learn something useful at your almost 41 years of age. Keep that in mind next time you visit those poor, emaciated camels. Florida Salt and Sass says she's detestable. The cat was giving mixed signals. She's blaming the cat. Can I just say something? Look, the whole comment of giving mixed signals. I also heard about a comment that she made to Julia. A really creepy, I feel inappropriate comment that I'm like, that just sounds gross. She was telling Julia when she was picking her up and holding on to her real forcefully, just don't resist, give into it. That sounds creepy. I'm sorry. Like some of the things she says, I'm like, why are you saying that way? Ew. But no, the cat was not giving mixed signals. You had just come from the restaurant, Foodie. You smelled like food. The poor thing was starving. It was trying to get to the food in your purse. Yes, the food was on the ground on the other side, but it was, cats have a very, like, their cats are all about things they can smell. They detect food by smell. And it smelled the food all over you, in your purse. It's hungry. So it's like, where's the food? Where's the food? Where's the food? It didn't want to be around you. It just wanted to be fed. You got to, even though you've owned cats before, you weren't picking up on the, cues that the cat was giving you. It wasn't rubbing up against you. It wasn't, like doing the marking thing on you. It was looking for food. And then you put your big, huge arm around it and it felt threatened and it responded. There were no mixed signals. Nellie says, we've seen every cat she's owned bite her. I've owned my cat for 19 years and she's never bit me. Keep your grubby, chubby hands to yourself. You deserve that by, oh, yes, she did. And just to be clear, when you are a cat owner, I don't know how it is to be a dog owner. Maybe you dog owners can tell me. Maybe your dogs do this to you too. But I know from being a cat mama for so many years that cats will do what's called love bites when they're playing with you. They feel playful or they want your attention. They'll do the love bites. Booger is always giving me the love bites. If I'm walking and she wants my attention, she'll like bite my ankles and my toes. Little rascal. She'll bite me, but not hard. She's not biting to like puncture the skin and cause damage. She's just, nipping at me to get my attention. But the wound that Foodie got, that was a, I want to do damage to you bite. There is a big difference. So let's watch the clip.
He bit me very hard. Not like how Julia bites me when she bites mom. So, lesson learned, could have been a lot worse. So,
yeah, it could have been a lot worse. As I mentioned in my last React, Foodie, you got off light. As much as that hurt, you got off light because that cat was inches from your face. One paw swipe, you could have lost your eyesight. You could have gotten blind. One scratch across your eye, you could have lost eyesight in one of your eyes or both. I mean, it could happen just that fast. Claw to the cornea, you're done. You'd have gone blind. So consider yourself lucky. All right. Malarkey Meter says, holy heck, Foodie Beauty's legs have been parted by the Red Sea, a.k.a. her gunt. Wild. Let me look at the pictures. Wow, Foodie. This is why you have a hard time walking. And I'm not trying to be mean to you here, but I would imagine like just I'm a certain size, Foodie. You are a much bigger size. I can only imagine that if you have your stomach or your fupa that's heavy and is hanging down between your legs. I can't even imagine how annoying that is, how painful that is, how difficult it is to walk. I can't even. I'm sure it hurts. It has to hurt to have part of your body hanging down, the skin is stretching. I'm sure it's painful. But if you don't like it, you maybe lose the weight and it won't be so painful. But your belly or your private area is hanging down so low that you can't even you can't even like put your legs together. Yeah, it's time to back away from that paneer in those burgers. Inbred Bananas says, let's see, the short, let's see. No, here, Mo translates. Let's start here. Mo translates says, Chantal got a tetanus shot and rabies shot at the ER. Did she? She will check if she needs to be on antibiotics. She says she learned her lesson. Anyone in the medical field or has had this happen to them, is she in the clear yet? Especially given all the other issues she has? Now, there were two replies to this. The trauma nurse says, emergency room nurse here of 20 years. The rabies isn't just a one-time shot. It's actually a minimum of 3 series. There's an immunoglobulin and a vaccine. The vaccine is a standard dosing. That's a big, I hate big words. The immunoglobulin is a weight-based dosing. She has to finish the series. And thank you for posting that, trauma nurse. Inbred Bananas also says short answer is no. She needs antibiotics and she needs to hope her already diabetes damaged circulatory system can distribute them adequately to help whatever immune system she has left. Yeah, because I can imagine Foodie's immune system must be horrible. There's no vitamins, there's no minerals. She's not putting in healthy food. What does the body have to try to heal itself? Not very freaking much. I mean, fat, sodium, sugar, it doesn't really help with healing. It really doesn't help. But thank you, ladies, for putting your input on Twitter, because I'm learning about this stuff, and I like learning from other people. But let's watch this clip, courtesy of Mo Translates.
While they got the tetanus and the rabies shot from a different ward, they gave me the shot, one on each arm. La da da da. Tomorrow morning, well, later today, I guess, I have to go to a clinic or back to the hospital, but I can also go to a government clinic and follow up with preventative medicine to see if they want me to take any more treatment. They have not put me on antibiotics yet. They will probably determine that at my appointment, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. But they did clean the wounds very well.
Well, if they gave you a rabies shot, that means you have to go back at least 2 more times to complete the series, Chantal. You just can't get one rabies shot and then call it a day. Everybody that I've talked to, including my roommate who's a nurse, says you got to go for a series of shots. So, this is not something you can mess about with. You can't just get a rabies shot and call it a day. You got to follow up with the other shots as well.
And they said I don't need a bandage. I just need to clean it with soap and water, every once in a while. And that's what I'll do. But they feel fine. The superficial wounds. So I don't know. But I've learned my lesson. I will not be touching the cats. I will respect their boundaries as outdoor cats. I will not pet them. I will continue to feed them. But I'll keep my distance. And
good. You should have done that in the first place. Just put the food down like everybody else does and stop trying to act like Snow White and touching every animal in Kuwait that don't belong to you.
I think that I got mixed signals from the cat because
that is so icky. Her saying that I got mixed signals. There were no mixed signals. You just weren't paying attention or you didn't care. I think you didn't care. You didn't care about the personal space of this wild animal. You didn't care how it felt. All you cared about was making content for YouTube and making yourself seem like you actually care about animals when you don't. We've seen in Canada how you treat animals and you're horrible. So you had this horrible image of how you treated animals in Canada. And you're trying to cover up that bad past with doing things in Kuwait. Oh, I love animals so much. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know what this is? This is you trying to distract people from how awful you really are, how much you don't care about people, how much you don't care about animals. You're putting on a fake, phony image of yourself so that nobody will notice how vile you really are.
You saw him like rubbing on me, and he was very, very friendly.
No. Stop right there. I watched the footage. You guys watched it with me. You know what I saw? I saw the cat was right next to you. Yes, it was right up against you, but it didn't do the thing that cats do when they're in a space and they're trying to claim it. They didn't do like the head rubbing, which that means they're marking their territory. The cat was not doing that to you. It was just there, but it looked very, very tense. Like it wasn't all the way comfortable. It might have been up against you to stay warm, or it was just sitting there, but it didn't look relaxed. It looked like it was ready to just jump off the bench where you were sitting. I didn't see any signs of love or friendship. It don't know you. And then you got bit. Good job, Chester.
And I was just confused, and I thought, and I don't know why he bit me, but I went around to pet him, and I felt like a really sharp pain, like a bite, So
You mean like a bite? It was a bite.
He bit me very hard.
Good. Karma. F around and find out.
Not like how Julia bites me. She bites mom. So lesson learned, it could have been a lot worse. So
yeah, feel embarrassed. Hide your head in shame. Deserved. You deserved all of it. All right. Something not, Chantal. I was like, what? Rainstorm in Alabama outside this factory door. Well, I guess I'm not going home for the night if I saw something like that. Nope. That's a whole lot of nope right there. No, I'm staying indoors. I ain't stepping out till it looks a lot better. Can you imagine working somewhere and you're about to go home and you see this? It looks like the apocalypse out there. Nope, nope. No, ma'am. All right, pay attention, foodie. You might learn something today. And this is courtesy of Miss Anthropopalulu, saying this explains a lot. Cutie, you are in danger. Interesting as F says how a tooth can unalive you. Pay attention, foodie. Pay attention. Let me blow this up.
Causing pressure on the...
Okay, well, I got to turn off the audio just in case. But I'll illustrate it for you. So here's the tooth in question. And by the way, Chantal, you've got very bad dental health. I don't know what your teeth are looking like these days, but they don't look good on camera. But you may want to pay attention to this. You may want to pay attention. So here's, say, an affected tooth.
If you're...
Shut up. I don't want to hear the audio. Be quiet. If your tooth is infected, which is very easy for a tooth to get infected and you not even know it. Sometimes you don't know your teeth are infected. The bacteria can burrow deep into your jaw and penetrate the bone. You understand that, foodie? The bacteria from your infected tooth can burrow down into the bone. From there, it can enter the bloodstream, and travel up to your brain. Let me say that again. It's the bacteria, the infected, nasty bacteria starts at your tooth, can burrow its way down into your bone, and then go straight to your brain. Once inside, the bacteria causes the tissues to become inflamed, which can form into a pocket of pus. It'll continue to grow, causing pressure on the surrounding tissues that can block blood flow to vital areas. And if left untreated, the pressure can lead to permanent damage. And you're over there, foodie, you're not brushing your teeth. You don't care about your dental health. You think, oh, it's just a tooth. Yeah, but your teeth are really close to your brain, aren't they? So it wouldn't take any time at all for bacteria to go from here all the way up here, and who knows what kind of damage it can do to your brain, or worse. So something to learn today. I learned something today. I like that about Twitter. Nothing But Love says, so how's that cat bite, cutie? Yeah, how is it? How you doing? How you doing, Foodie, with that cat bite? Nana Spiked Tea says, Foodie, don't come back moaning about your health and how you have to make your changes. You've been lying about your weight and sugar levels, so don't blame the haters. You and your buzzards are the ones doing the sponsor me to eat myself to unaliving, not us. Exactly that. Some of you beezers are weird, like I said. A cat bite is of high concern, but watching a food addict unalive themselves slowly, bit by bit, on camera with food, not a concern at all, perfectly fine. It is acceptable entertainment. Y'all got funny lines, truly. All right, let me see what we got here. Hectic Llama says, someone else commented that the cat bit her in the hand. Same place BBJ had ingrown claws, thanks to Chantal. Yep, deserved. Because poor little BBJ had to deal with ingrown nails not once, but twice. She had a case of ingrown nails a year before that. So poor BBJ was in pain then. And it got taken care of. And then like a year later, the same situation, 5 ingrown nails. When all that Chantal had to do was just trim the nails at home. You can get clippers from a pet store and clip a cat's nails. If you don't know how, there are tutorials on YouTube. Or if she didn't want to do it, she could have paid $10 to a groomer to do it. It's not that expensive. So she allowed that situation to happen and go on, the poor thing to be in pain. So karma for putting that poor baby in pain. Meandering Thought says, Foodie Beauty will be fine. This looks like it came from the Kiwi Farms. It says, no, cat bites are not harmful to cockroaches. Because cockroaches are not harmed by bites. However, cockroaches can be harmful to cats because they can carry bacteria, viruses, and parasites. So we all call Chantal a human cockroach. So if she's a human cockroach, she'll be okay. She'll be fine. Amanda Beth says, hey, Chantal, why don't you try to pick up my cat? I dare you. Amanda, you got a beautiful cat. It kind of looks like Grumpy Cat. It's got a very commanding presence about itself, very penetrating stare. What do you call that kitty? Anything it wants to be called. But it looks like Grumpy Cat. I love Grumpy Cat. Jam Tarts MD says, remember, friends, if a feral stray animal bites you, clean the wound with saline solution, get intravenous antibiotics, and get a rabies and tetanus shot, aka go to the ER. Good advice. Very good advice. Just Me says, Salah was so concerned after the feral cat bite, he told her to return home and has everything prepared to treat it. So concerned, he went to the pharmacy and came back with nothing. So concerned that when she got home, he was gone and she had to ask him to return to take her to the clinic. Yeah, like if you're a husband, you love your wife, and she's just been bitten by a wild animal, where are you going? Like, why are you taking off? Why has he got to go for? Why is he not there making sure that she gets to the hospital? Salah. Florida Salt and Sass says that stuff Salah supposedly ran down to buy was used. And it was only about 20 minutes from the bite to him coming back from a drugstore run with all these used supplies. Why does she lie about the most stupid and irrelevant things? Why make up that story? Well, I'm going to take a guess. Excuse me. I'm going to take a guess because she has to act like Salah is concerned about her. He's so concerned that he made a special trip to the store to get her stuff. Ooh, what a caring husband. My caring husband cares about me so much that he'll drop everything and run to the store and get stuff for me. Then why were all the supplies used? And why didn't he say, you know what, this is beyond just some simple first aid supplies. We got to get you to the hospital. Straight up, you need a tetanus shot. You need a rabies shot. That's just how it's going to be. Don't argue with me. A caring husband would do that. He didn't do that. Not right away. Shenanigan says, let's not forget that diabetics have trouble with healing wounds. Okay, your body can develop slow healing or non-healing wounds as a result of diabetes, a condition that occurs when your body can't produce enough insulin or can't use insulin well enough to convert the sugars you consume into energy. When blood sugar builds up, it affects your body's ability to heal wounds. Like I said, I remember all the way back, Foodie had a couple of boils on her. I think one was near her bra line or something, and it took weeks for that to heal. And this was back then before her food addiction got even worse. Ellie's RPH says she needs to get to the hospital immediately to get a tetanus shot and a rabies shot. She's going to need antibiotics too. Never dismiss cat bites. Excuse me, sorry. You could lose your fingers or much worse. Yeah, I've heard that animal bites can get real nasty. They can be life-threatening. Florida Salt and Sass is the same people cheering her and calling her their queen.
Unknown caller.
One moment. Okay, sorry about that. It's okay. Like, I just noticed the background on my video was missing, so we fixed it. Florida Salt and Sass is the same people cheering her and calling her their queen for ingesting a 300-gram carb meal that followed another carb-heavy meal and paying her to eat chocolate while having uncontrolled diabetes, are telling her to take care of herself and get help for the cat bite. Yeah, exactly. Bruh. Pick a battle, I guess. Pick your poison. Something interesting from Yogs. This is a dog. Knowing that the kittens, they need their milk, is making sure the puppy doesn't take it away. So the dog understood the assignment that the kittens need to eat and that the puppy, that's not their food. It's like, that's not yours. You stay away, guarding the kittens so they can eat. What a good dog. Your mom's emotional support carrot says, Chantal, if your sponsors are paying for your meals, why are you worried about the price of drink refills or entrees? Because she's cheap. She's cheap. Meandering Thought says, and also this, she's sick in the head when it comes to animals. And this also comes from the farms. Mr. Manchester said, in some parts of Chantal's weird brain, I think she also knows that cats do not like to be hugged. I just don't think she gives a crap and expects them to just meow and complain until they wiggle out of her grasp because it's cute and funny to her. She finally effed around with the wrong stray that wasn't having it that day. This person goes on to say, it always gives me the creeps when she hugs Julia and says, don't resist, don't resist. Just let it happen. When Julia clearly is struggling to get away from the screeching person. What is this crap? Is all that freaking weird? Like, yeah, the way she talks to the animals, like sometimes sexualizing them. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you talking to animals that way? You're a weirdo. All right. Here's people talking about the bites. Florida Salt and Sass says, when they bite, they love you, ma'am. That was not a love bite. No, I get love bites all the time. You guys that go to my tarot lives, you've seen Booger do the love bites on me. Like, oh, but she doesn't like draw blood. She's just playing with me. That's a love bite. When a cat is scratching the crap out of you and biting you to draw blood, that is not a love bite. That is a they don't love you bite. They don't love you. They do not love you. Okay, so that's it for the catch-up. So how about we just get into the video itself? And again, Chantal, if I were you, I would be hiding my head in shame. Absolute shame. You know, because this whole trip was preventable if you just kept your hands to your doggone self. Just kept it to yourself. Don't touch the kitties. Don't touch them. But let's get into the embarrassing freaking video and see what she has to say. We're gonna get past this stupid scameo. And why are other people being filmed? I ask you. If this is a hospital, why are other patients being filmed? Doesn't that violate their right to privacy? I mean, there might be some people in the hospital with sensitive issues. They're coming to the hospital to get treated. They're not coming to the hospital to get on YouTube. Where is a sense of decency here? To let other people have their privacy.
Ow.
Hurts your rib?
Yeah, it does actually. Look, it's red here. Oh, it's getting red.
You'll be okay.
You know, I'm thinking the only reason why Salah was around to take her to the hospital, if she's getting ready to go home to Canada, he wants to make sure she can go home. There's going to be no delay in the process. She can't use any excuse to fall back and fall behind and stay in Kuwait. She can't say, oh, I'm just too sick, I can't go. He wants her to go. So to get the reward of Chantal being gone, he'll give her the attention right now and make sure that she can't turn back around and go, I'm too sick to go. You know, Chantal, I hope while you were at the hospital, every single nurse, every single doctor that you talked to, when you told them how you got scratched, if you told them the truth, I hope they all gave you a look like, what's wrong with you? Like, why did you do that? Why did you walk up to a wild animal and decide it was a good idea to put it in a headlock? I hope you got some looks at the hospital that made you feel embarrassed. Yeah, like she mentions later that they took x-rays when they didn't have to take x-rays. I don't know why they'd be giving her x-rays for a cat bite. But you know what, Chantal? If you had learned how to speak a decent amount of Arabic, you could have explained to people what was wrong with you instead of relying on Salah. I mean, what was he saying to cause them to do the x-rays? Why didn't he explain things properly?
So had an x-ray, as you saw, waiting to see the doctor. Gonna be forever.
And you're resentful of that. It's going to be forever. But I have to see the doctor. Well, if you had kept your hands off the animals, you wouldn't be there at all, would you? You'd be back at home, sealing on the couch, scrolling all over Twitter, scrolling all over YouTube, with your little sock accounts, leaving nasty comments. But no, this is your punishment for being dumb.
So,
Especially there's 15 people waiting for only one doctor in the room. Imagine that.
no.
You know, she hates hospitals. She hates, the emergency room. She knows that when she goes, there's going to be other people who are not well. They need treatment, that there are going to be tons of people in line. Hey, Chantal, here's a novel idea. If you get yourself healthy, no more ER visits. What a concept. If you take care of your health versus abusing your body with food, you won't have to visit a hospital ever again. You can stay out of the hospital. You won't have to go back to the place you don't like. But as long as you continue to be stupid, you're going to have to deal with this over and over again.
Yeah, because it's midnight here, so it's 1:41 a.m.
Yeah. We'll probably be here for a long time.
Hey, babe.
Hi, babe.
I hope you'll be okay and there's no infection.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thanks for taking good care of me.
Sure, babe.
Oh, that look. Oh, that look he gave her, like, I can't. Like, I read so much into that body language, and it's not because I'm looking for anything hateful here. I just noticed it. Chantal, did you notice the little bit in that interaction? If you didn't, let me point it out to you. Like, he's got that energy right now of he can't believe how stupid you are. He's got that energy of I could be anywhere but here with her. And I can't believe she's so doggone stupid that she would pet a stray animal to cause herself enough to get bit. And that's why I'm here at midnight, bringing her to the hospital for something that could have been avoided altogether. And I wouldn't have been inconvenienced. Like, he is just gritting his teeth right now. I bet he's dying to tell her, you're dumb. You are so dumb. Why do you do dumb things? Why are we even here? Why did you have to go and pet the stray animals? And we both got to be here at midnight? I mean, for real? That's his attitude right now.
No worries.
Let's see what they have here.
Yeah.
She just had a big dinner. Earlier in the day, she had this big meal that she did for a mukbang. Then she went to Cheesecake Factory. And maybe because of the meal that she had prior to that, like the overload with carbs, she went to Cheesecake Factory. She had a whole bunch of fried foods. She had the cheesecake. While she was sitting in the restaurant, she did not feel well. She actually felt sick. She looked worried about feeling sick. She excused herself to the bathroom. I don't know if she vomited, but clearly something was up. I don't know if her blood sugar was too high and it was making her feel bad, but she had all that food. She doesn't need any more food. She had an episode of Cheesecake Factory, and you would think that would tell her, you need to stop. No more junk. Not tonight. Maybe tomorrow, but not tonight. And already thinking about the candy.
Too many snacks, drinks.
Waters.
Why on a small bottle of water?
Yeah, he's trying to make a suggestion to her. Get water, Chantal. Don't get the other stuff. Get water.
Caramel log.
And there's
See, he's pointing out the water. She was pointing out the candy. He's saying, no, get the water down there. And she's like, no, I want the candy up here. Of course she does, because it's there.
a coffee machine over here. Nice. I also can pay by card. You can get the ice from here.
Why is a coffee machine content? We've all seen what a coffee machine looks like. Move along.
The straw, the cups, everything.
Oh, geez. Really?
That's cozy. And here's Chantal. What are you doing, sneaky?
I'm checking my comments.
Okay, Queen Visa.
No, she's not. She's not checking her comments. She's in the hospital. She's sitting there scrolling on Twitter. You know she's scrolling on Twitter. She's got an account on Twitter, a sock account. She's checking to see what Girl World is saying about her being dumb with the stray cat. I'm sure she saw all the tweets about it, all of us calling her out and saying, you effed around, you found out. That's your fault. You put the cat in a headlock. You made it feel threatened. It responded to the threat. It is not the cat's fault. It did what it did. It's your fault for putting it in that position. I'm sure she saw all those tweets.
We have a whole drink machine here. What do you want, babe? On a small, tiny water? Do you want a cup of water?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, let's get the water.
Why is this content? Moving along. I don't care about the water. Look how much time was spent on this stupid machine. Next.
Thank you. It's saying something.
No, still, there's 50 fills balance, but there's nothing here, 50 fills.
We're back to the water machine. Next. Thank you.
Iced coffee latte.
More sugar. So she couldn't get the candy bar. So we're going to get a coffee. You had to know there was sugar in that too. Do you really need sugar, Chantal?
Out of the machine. Doesn't even fill the cup.
And like you need it right now. You got sick at the restaurant, I think. You don't need like a grande from Starbucks.
There's no sugar or anything. It's
Look at her. She's mad. She's so mad because she got a coffee and there's some coffee in there. She wanted the whole thing full. She's like, oh, this is not enough. It's not big enough for me. It's coffee. Shut up and drink it.
It's coffee and milk. 0.2 star.
Why? Because it wasn't full to the top with some whipped cream and drizzle and extra sugar packets. Because it wasn't basically the consistency of pancake syrup, then you're going to give it 0 stars. You're about to go see the doctor. What if they do blood tests on you? Your blood sugar is going to be through the roof. Chantal, why are you trying so hard to put yourself in a diabetic coma? I mean, I'm asking a serious question here. Are you deliberately trying to unalive yourself while you're in Kuwait? Because you know once you leave that your options as far as what you're going to do afterwards are kind of small right now. You don't know what you're going to do. Maybe Pete doesn't want to spend all of his money to take care of you, and your family's like, we'll give you the couch for a few weeks, but you can't stay here forever. And there are other options. You just don't like the options. You don't like the option of, hey, maybe I can go stay in a motel for about a month and get myself together and start working and making money. And I could just take it from there. You don't want to adult so badly that are you trying to make something happen while in Kuwait? Are you trying to make it to where you're so sick that they can't ship you out? Because trust me, they will get you out of there when it's time to go. You can't force a country to keep you. It's just not going to happen. They'll put you on a boat. They'll put you on a train. They will get you out of the country. Especially if they see that you're going to be a burden of some kind, you and all your health problems. They don't want to take care of you. You're not a citizen born of that country. You're from another country, and their rules are very clear. If you are from another country, if you are a visitor, if you need serious health care, you have to go back to your own country to get it. They are interested in treating their citizens, not citizens of other countries. You can only get minor health care in Kuwait. But are you trying to make a medical event happen in Kuwait? I honestly think you are.
So we're still waiting. It's after 2 a.m. and probably closer to 3 a.m. I know it didn't seem like there was many people ahead of us with just being 15 people, but each person was like 15 minutes or more, depends. So
Chantal, many years ago, I went to the ER and was nothing to spend 6 to 8 hours, maybe more, in the emergency room, because there's tons of people and they're very busy and there's only so much they can do. I mean, it's just part of the course. If you don't like the hospital, take care of your health and you won't have to go, stupid.
oh, and there's one doctor. So we're just waiting. But yeah, our number was like 65. Now it's at 61. So we're inching closer, but we're both really tired, but it is better to get it checked out.
And you got to know Salah is angry. He's mad that because of your dumbness, he's going to spend all night at the hospital with you. You got to know that he's mad about that. He's not happy. I'm sure he could be back home smoking some cigarettes, playing video games, maybe in the red room, and you're getting in the middle of all of that. He's not happy. It's not his illness that he's got to be at the hospital for. It's you. You unable to stay away from the stray animals.
So.
I'm starving actually.
Aww.
I can't wait to go home.
Yeah, look at that face. Look at that face. He's so mad. He's so mad. He's mad. Salah's mad. That's a face of like, I'm so annoyed right now. I am so annoyed with this woman. I can't believe the level of stupid that is sitting right next to me. Just when I think she can't go any lower, she surprises me. Oh, look at that look when he looks away from the camera. That is a very unhappy man.
He's a hungry man. He's a hungry man, hungry. So the pharmacist told us to go right away, right to the hospital. But we've been waiting for like hours. So if I have rabies, wouldn't it already be in my blood?
Yeah, but it can spread and cause all kinds of damage. And like I've been all over Twitter and I've been all over YouTube, Chantal, and there are people that have been bitten by cats and they ended up on an IV drip in the hospital for days. You've already got bad health problems. You've already got a lot of health issues. And your immune system, I'm sure, has been greatly compromised. Do you really want to risk it?
It's true. Anyway, I'm never petting another stray cat because I learned my lesson.
Good.
Feed the stray cats. Only feed them. Don't touch them. That's it. Easy.
Yes, babe. Oh, hello. Okay.
Okay, she's back home. And one thing I noticed, because I did watch this video previously, I don't know what's going on with Chantal, but she's breaking out in a sweat. Like her whole face is sweaty. Like, why was her face sweaty? What's that from?
I started to take my hijab off, and then I remember I have to finish my story, my video. So I did this video just because I know a lot of you are going to wonder what happened. So instead of repeating myself.
She's out of breath and she's sweaty. Is something wrong, Foodie?
Over and over. In a live stream, I just did a video. Plus, we're very tired. It is almost Fajr time, almost time to fast. So, yeah, it's really, really, really late. We were there forever. But to make long story short, we were sent to the wrong department.
Why does she sound breathy? Like she's having trouble catching her breath. Like maybe her heart rate is up. What happened?
To get the triage doctor put in the system that I had a cat scratch, but not a cat bite. And this is my, I don't know if that's a scratch. These are the bite marks. Anyway, so he sent me to get an x-ray. And I was like, why? I guess, I don't know. Then to surgery, to have for people who have wounds and stuff like that. The doctor, we waited 3 hours. as you
You
know.
got off light. Like I said, I've been in the ER for like 6 to 8 hours just waiting. 3 hours is nothing.
Then the doctor saw me and was like, "These are superficial wounds. I don't know why you were sent here. You have to go back to."
Does that even make sense? If you're talking to a doctor and you tell him, look, I was scratched and bit by a stray animal. Look, one tooth punctured the skin, and then there's this large, angry scratch. What doctor would say, oh, that's not serious, it's not that bad? Any doctor who knows about rabies, who knows about wild animals and the bacteria that their mouths can contain would go, okay, we got to set up a series of rabies and tetanus shots. And you got to come 3 different times to complete the series. And the shot is going to be painful. It's going to be painful. My friend told me that a rabies shot is painful. It's going to hurt. You're going to be in a world of hurt. So did you get a rabies shot for real, Chantal, or did you avoid that?
The triage, and you have to they have to put in the system that it's a cat bite, and you need to have tetanus and rabies shot and then follow up with preventative medicine tomorrow morning. So anyways, I had to go to back to triage, then to women's observation, get that done. I waited about 20 minutes while they got the tetanus and the rabies shot from a different ward. They gave me the shot, one on each arm. La da da da. Tomorrow morning, well, later today, I guess, I have to go to a clinic or back to the hospital, but I can also go to a government clinic and follow up with preventative medicine to see if they want me to take any more treatment. They have not put me on antibiotics yet.
Why? I would think that would be immediate.
They will probably determine that at my appointment, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. But they did clean the wounds very well, and they said I don't need a bandage. I just need to clean it with soap and water, every once in a while.
What kind of doctors are these? Why wouldn't you have a bandage on a wound, especially on your hand? Because you use your hands all the time, which means like they're going to have more contact with dirt or filth or anything that can get in them and get infected. Why wouldn't you bandage the wound?
And that's what I'll do. But they feel fine. They're superficial wounds, so I don't know. But I've learned my lesson. I will not be touching the cats. I will respect their boundaries as outdoor cats. I will not pet them. I will continue to feed them, but I'll keep my distance. And I think that I got mixed signals from the cat because
no, you just weren't paying attention. All you were paying attention to was your phone and making content and making money on YouTube. You weren't paying attention to the fact you had a wild animal next to you that doesn't know you, doesn't trust you, and doesn't love you, and is not your friend. You were thinking about yourself. You weren't thinking about the living thing next to you.
Because you saw him like rubbing on me, and
No, I didn't see that. I did not see the cat scent marking you, rubbing up on you like it wanted affection. I saw you reaching out to pet its head. And the cat looked very tense. It wasn't laying down. It wasn't presenting its belly to you, which if an animal presents its belly to you, the belly area is vulnerable. That is a sign of trust. So the cat was not presenting its belly to you. It wasn't laying down like it was relaxed. You just weren't paying attention.
he was very, very friendly.
No, it wasn't. He was tense.
And I was just confused, and I thought, and I don't know why he bit me, but
Mama, if I had this big creature next to me and there is a huge ham hock of an arm wrapping around me almost like in a chokehold, I'm not going to feel comfortable. I'm going to feel afraid. I'm going to feel threatened. You doing that was kind of a sign of dominance. You were asserting your dominance. You're practically holding that animal against its will, and it responded in kind.
I went around to pet him, and I felt like a really sharp pain, like a bite, So He bit me very hard.
Good. Good on him.
Not like how Julia bites me when she bites mom. So lesson learned, could have been a lot worse. So yeah. And what determined me going to the doctor was when I came home, Salah helped me disinfect the wound. And then, he went to the pharmacist just up the street to ask what we should do, his opinion. He said, don't play with that. Go right to the hospital, go right to the clinic, whatever. So that's what we did. That's the story. Yes, took some clips, wasted a lot of time being redirected. But anyways, alhamdulillah, we're home. We're going to go to bed. So.
You mean you're going to go to bed because he's not even there? The only reason why he was hanging around you tonight was because of this stupid ER visit. Chantal, let's rewind about what you've been doing. Ramadan has started. It's going to go on until the 29th. What have you already done for Ramadan? To ruin time with Salah, spending time with his family. You've acted badly. You're doing all kinds of haram acts, gluttony, cursing, smoking, raging, gossiping, slander. And now this ER visit, like you're just doing the most to ruin the time that Salah has with his family during Ramadan, which is supposed to be peaceful and happy. You're just doing everything you can to get the attention back on you. Yeah, I'm sure he's mad about that.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see you later. And I'm sure there's a live incoming where you're going to sit there and sad fish. Oh, look at me. I've got a cat bite. Everybody send me money. I got to feel it's going to happen real soon. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.